Hey friends, it's Sarah, and I have made another sporadic reappearance on my channel. What can I say except you're welcome? So recently I was watching a video by Jack Edwards where he did this kind of scavenger hunt where he's trying to find a book with an author's last name for each letter of the alphabet. So 26 books in total just through his personal shelves, and I thought that seems fun. I have approximately 500 books in my home. I feel like I could get a lot of the alphabet, maybe not all of them, some of the latter letters, maybe not, but I feel like I have a good shot. And I thought this sounded like a fun video to try to replicate, and so we're gonna try. We're gonna see if I can find all 26 letters in the last names of authors on my shelves. And like Jack, my shelves are not organized alphabetically because, as he mentioned, that's kind of a difficult thing to do when you think about it. I work at a bookstore, so I deal with this issue all the time. We do have our own set of rules of if there's two last names, you go with the last name, unless it's hyphenated, in which case you go with the first part of the hyphenated last name. Or if it's like De La Cruz or something, then you go with the D because that's obviously part of the last name. But sometimes there are authors who have what seems to be two last names, but maybe it's their middle name, like Taylor Jenkins Reid. Jenkins is probably a first last name, and Reid is probably the second last name, but we just go with R for Reid because that is obvious. So that's how I'm gonna do it for my video. Let's start off with A. And that has to be Little Women by Louisa May Alcott because I have an entire shelf that's just Little Women books. So I think I would be doing a disservice if I did not choose that. Okay, B. This really helps if you have the names in your brain, but I do not have the names in my brain because, oh, here we go. It's hard. Karma Brown, What Wild Women Do. I haven't read this yet. It's actually an arc, and it came out October of last year, so I should really read that soon. Okay, and then I just saw, where was it? We're gonna have to cut a lot of this footage because it's just gonna be me staring blankly at my shelves with my back to the camera. Oh, I know. For C, we have the Betrayals by Bridget Collins in this beautiful, I believe it's a Waterstones edition. Nope, sorry, Goldsboro Books. Had to order this from the UK. It was expensive and worth it. For D, we could do Daphne du Maurier. I do have one of her books somewhere. I do have a couple of her books somewhere. But they're in my second layer of shelving, so if I can find one that I don't have to rip my shelves apart for, that would be fabulous. Here we go. We have Empire Wild by Cherie Dimaline, or Dimaline. I'm not entirely sure how I say her last name. Also have not read this yet. This is from my TBR shelf at the bottom of my bookshelf. E. I immediately thought Madeleine L'Engle, but that would be under L. E. Parsnip. Yeah, E. I feel like these types of scavenger hunt videos, oh shoot. I always think it's gonna be so fun, and then it's half an hour of me staring at my shelves. And that's not good content. E. This can't be the thing that trips me up. I'm sure I have an E somewhere. I got it. Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo-Lodge. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Sometimes the things worth doing in life are difficult. Now we're on to F, and I saw like a million Fs, but we're going to go with Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett, who I believe she's a Canadian author. That's awesome. Okay. Now we are going to go with G. And I'm choosing The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. Much loved, much annotated, much reread. And every time I think about this book, I'm like, I need to reread it, even though I literally reread it earlier this year. And I'm pretty sure I read it twice last year. Definitely one of my favorite books ever. H. is for Hadfield. Chris Hadfield, An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. His autobiography, which is also excellent. HI is for, is for Ifueko. This is Ray Bear by Jordan Ifueko, the first in a YA fantasy duology, and she's got a new book coming this summer, and I can't wait for it because ever since I read these books, I have just been dying for her to write something else. These are fantastic, and I don't think they're talked about enough. Okay, anyways, that's not the point of this video, no matter how true it is. Okay, J. Is there like a Johnson? No, Alka Joshi. We've got The Perfumist of Paris by Alka Joshi, who I got to meet at a, like preview for books coming soon event. And she signed my book, which was really cool. J, and then right next to it, Becoming a Matriarch by Helen Knott, another incredible memoir that really hit me in my feels. It was fantastic. And continuing along my ARC shelf that I have behind me here, we have Curious Ties by Pascal Lascelles, another Canadian book. This one wasn't quite as good as I want it to be. This was kind of like, this is going to be the new YA fantasy. It's going to blow up. It's going to be crazy. And I just thought it was fine. M. Oh, of course. The iconic, inimitable Casey McQuiston, One Last Stop. Another favorite. N. Oh, this one that fell out of my bookshelf earlier. Then we have Uprooted by Naomi Novik, a double N. This one was also fun. This was good. I don't know why I keep saying this is good. Most of the books on my shelves were pretty good. I feel like most of the books that I own are ones that I have enjoyed. Okay, O, I saw like a million O's, but this one's closest. So we're gonna go with The Tea Dragon Society graphic novels by Kay O'Neill. These are the sweetest graphic novels ever, and I love Kay's work. They are such a talented artist, and I just think they're so cozy and beautiful, and I love the dragons so much. These are amazing. P. We're going old school with James Patterson, who is now my nemesis working at a bookstore because he has too many books, but the Angel Experiment, the first in the Maximum Ride series, as you can see, very well loved. I adored this series when I was younger, and you know, I think I would still like them now, but the last few books went off the rails. That just stop after book 7, it falls apart. Even 6 and 7 are like really on shaky ground, but 8 was rough. 9 and 10, oh my god, there's so many. 9 and 10 were just bad. I think I threw the final book in the series like across my room when I finished it, so it just really goes downhill from there. Okay, but moving on from PQ, do I have a Quinn book? I know that's what Jack Edwards had, but I don't think I have. I definitely don't have any Julia Quinn books because those were bad. Those were real bad. So it's also interesting because there's definitely books in here that are from when I was younger that I do not know the author of. So that's also an issue where I have to actually go and like read the spines because I'm like, I don't know, I've had this since I was like 10 years old. I don't know who wrote it. Oh, I didn't realize I own a copy of Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. I'm discovering books that I totally forgot I owned. How exciting for me. Unfortunately, none of them start with a Q, or their authors' last names don't start with a Q, so that's a problem. Things are not going well. I'm going over to the bookshelf over there. Oh. From my TBR shelf, Posh and Other Language Myths by Michael Quinion. That was a tough one. That was really tough. R. There should be R's somewhere. I know there are. Ha ha ha. And here's one. Okay. This is Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Rivera, which I love the cover of, but did not love the book of, sadly. S. There's a million S's. I saw a million S's but this is the first one that is close to my hand. We have Wonderstruck by Brian Selznick, which is incredible. So good. I love Brian Selznick stuff. Another surprising favorite. Then we have T. Should be easy, like a Thomas or a Thompson. I say these last names as though I can think of an author who has them. I can't, but they just live in my head. Here she is. This is the little girl. Hi, little girl. What? You're praying for the microphone? Whoa. Oh, I found my things. You have to put you down because you're right on my mic. Oh, yeah, I'm here too. Can I put you on my other side? No? Okay. Okay, we switched the mic to their side because Parsnip has decided she's going to live on my shoulder now. But for the letter T, from my ARC shelf again, Sophie and the Bone Song by Adrian Tooley. Another, I think this one was like 3 stars. It was alright. U. Oh, Under the Surface by Diana Urban. Started off, I wasn't too sure, but then it got into it and it was really good, and the thriller aspect was amazing, and the romance I think could have been left out. But the thriller part had me hooked and went from like a 3-star to like a 4-star read just based on like tension alone. Hi. For V, we have Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Also another incredible book. Love this one too. Made me cry, but that's okay. UVW, I saw like a million W's, but one of my favorite authors, Richard Wagamese, and this one is Ragged Company. He was an amazing author, and I'm so sad that I discovered his works after he passed away, because I would have loved to see him speak, get books signed by him, but unfortunately he died in, I think, 2017. Yeah. WX. Okay, I don't think I have anything for X. That was the one that got Jack Edwards as well. The only book I can like think of is like Emily XR Pan, which I don't even know if that counts because I feel like X is the middle initial. I don't have any of her books, but that's the only author I can think of who has a X last name that I have read. So I don't think I'm even gonna try because it's not gonna happen. Okay, Y. Y is going to be, I definitely saw several Ys when I was looking through my shelves. Can I remember them? No, I cannot. Oh, hello. Why didn't I keep them? Oh, here we go. Here's one. The Blood Red Road by Moira Young. I was obsessed with this book series as a youngster, and I don't know if they would hold up, but I did like them so much that I bought all 3. And then finally, for Z, we have Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. Not sure how to say her last name either. But that's 25 out of 26. We're gonna consult Goodreads very quickly here just to make sure I haven't missed an X book that I own, but I don't think I did because that's a very unusual last name. I guess potentially Chinese last names have start with X's. The weird thing about this is that I will have pulled up a book and then I'll see another one. I'm like, I should use that one instead, as if this is any sort of like, this was a good book. It's like, no, it's just, do you have that on your shelf? This is in no way a recommendation video, but in my brain I was like, oh, I should have done Iron Widow for Zhao instead of Crying in H Mart. But they're both good and it doesn't matter, and you know, sometimes your brain's just like that. No, you're not. Okay, yeah, so I don't have any that confirms it. I do have 25 out of 26 letters of the alphabet amongst the authors of my shelves, which I feel like is pretty good. I'm happy with that. Good job. This was pretty fun. Again, took, I don't know, how long did that take? It took like 40 minutes, so that's not too bad. But maybe I will do one of these for book titles, starting with different letters. So let me know if you're interested in seeing that. And then I think I'm just gonna film that right now because I'm filming already, so might as well do that. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to be back with another video sooner than this, but I don't know, man. I started playing Tears of the Kingdom and that's kind of taken over my life at the moment. So I can't promise you anything, but thanks for hanging out, and I hope to see you next time. Now go read books.